It is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, and you are tuned into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Even though yesterday was Monday, we did have some racing going on, including sprint cars at Port Royal and the opening night of the Super Nationals at Boone Speedway. So let's get you updated on what went down. At Port Royal in the Labor Day Classic, Anthony Macri led early from the pole, but was challenged only a few laps in by Jeff Halligan. Halligan grabbed the lead from Macri, but it was short-lived. Contact with the outside wall bent Halligan's wing and maybe some suspension bits as well, and he quickly dropped back through the top five, handing the lead back to Macri in the process. With most of the field on the bottom of a rubber-down racetrack, Macri survived multiple restarts over the remaining laps and held off Brock Zierfoss to take the $4,000 win. Zierfoss was second, track points leader Logan Wagner was third, TJ Stutz fourth, and Jeff Halligan finished fifth. There were several outsiders in the field in advance of this weekend's Tuscarora 50 for the All-Stars, including Aaron Reitzel, Corey Eliason, Ian Madsen, and Brian Brown. Those drivers were no doubt doing some research with $53,000 going to the winner on Saturday night. Aaron Reitzel is the defending winner of the Tusky 50. We'll talk about more about the All-Stars at Port Royal later in the week as we get closer. Last night was the opening night of the IMCA Super Nationals at Boone Speedway. In action were the IMCA late models for 50 laps, along with qualifying features for hobby stocks and sport mods. In the late model feature, it was Ricky Thornton Jr. taking down the $3,000 win for the second consecutive year. Richie Gustin finished second with Jeff Akey third. Thornton is also competing this week in the stock car and modified divisions and is attempting to become the first driver to ever win a title in 3 divisions in the same year. Cody Thompson won the night's sport mod qualifier to earn the pole for Saturday night's finale, and Dylan Nelson and Carter Koop earned the front row positions for Saturday's hobby stock finale with wins in their respective qualifying features. The IMCA Super Nationals continue tonight with racing for the sport compacts, hobby stocks, and sport mods. You can watch live all weekend or all week long on speedsport.tv. All right, last night I finally finished inputting the remainder of the 2020 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series races in the DIRTRACKR database, so now we can really dig into the numbers up to this point. There have been 40 features so far this season with 10 more left on the schedule. As we talked about yesterday on the show, Jimmy Owens' lead in the standings is now an incredible 625 points. Through the 40 races, we've had 18 different winners with the series, with Owens leading the way with 10 wins. The next closest is Tim McCready with 5 wins. It's going to be pretty tough to beat a guy for the championship who's won 25% of the races on the season. Owens also has the best average finish of any series regular, besting Tim McCready by more than 2 positions on average. Owens also has the most top 5s with 26 and the most top 10s with 32. McCready is second in both of those categories as well, with only 2 less top 10s but 9 less top 5s than Owens. In terms of laps led on the season, no one is close to Owens at all. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, when I had a little bit less races in there. Of the 2,031 laps completed this season, Owens has led 731 of them. That's about 36% of total laps completed. The next closest is Jonathan Davenport with 188 laps led. Owens also has 24 heat wins on the year and 14 quick times. One of my favorite stats to look at is the plus-minus stats. That's basically the difference between your starting position and your finishing position, and I've got plus-minus for heat races and features. I've talked about this with the other series that are in the DIRTRACKR database. Kyle Bronson currently leads the way in heat race plus-minus, gaining 31 positions on the season. In feature plus-minus, it's all rookie Tanner English. He's gained an incredible 167 positions from the start of features to the end of features this season. The next closest is Hudson O'Neal, who's gained 69 spots. English, who's battling Tyler Bruning for Rookie of the Year title this year, has 15 top 10s and 1 top 5 this season. His average finish is 12.5, and his third place run over the weekend at Portsmouth Raceway Park is his best result this season. He is ahead of Bruning right now for that rookie title. What's crazy when looking at the plus-minus is even with all the success Owens has had this season, he actually has a negative plus-minus for the year at negative 36. So that means from the start of features to the end of features for the season, he's actually lost 36 positions. He's had some tough races, though, including I-80 Speedway back in July and East Bay back in February, races where he started maybe first, second, third, kind of in that top 5, but finished way down in the 20s. So that's certainly going to have contributed to that. His average feature start for the year is 5.25, but his average feature feature finish is 6.15. So again, on the season, he's averaging a little bit worse finish than he is start. Of the 4 series currently being tracked in the DIRTRACKR.com database, Owens is the only series points leader with a negative feature plus minus. So across World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Late Models, and the All-Stars, Brad Sweet, Brandon Sheppard, and Aaron Reitzel all have positive feature plus minuses for the season, even though Owens has had as much success as he's had. It's pretty crazy to think about that. We've talked a lot about this, this season, about the kind of Owens versus Sheppard versus Brandon Overton thing, kind of across late model racing. I wanted to kind of take a look at their numbers kind of comparatively. For B-Shep, he's made the most of his Lucas races this season. In 17 starts, he's got 4 wins, 12 top 5s, and 15 top 10s. And don't forget that Sheppard was actually leading the Lucas points coming into Golden Isles in May. His average finish for those 17 starts is an incredible 4.125, which is actually 2 spots better than Owens this season. Obviously, Owens has run 40 races and not 17, so there was opportunities there for Owens to have trouble where maybe Sheppard hasn't, but still quite a bit better there for Sheppard versus Owens. And with a win percentage close to Owens, Sheppard's win percentage is about 23%. If Sheppard was a full-time Lucas Dirt competitor, we might have a serious tight battle for the points right now. If you kind of average out their stats over the course of the season, Owens would probably have a few more wins or maybe one more win. But Sheppard's consistency, that might have him up there in the points, maybe even leading the points, as far along as we are in the season at this point. So as for Overton, he's made 21 Lucas starts this season. He's got 11 top 5s and 15 top 10s. He's had some rough outings, though. He's got 4 finishes outside the top 20. His average finish for those 21 starts is 8.9. He does have the 3 wins, though, but hasn't won with the series since June at Smoky Mountain. As good as he's been across the country this year, Owens and Sheppard have been a bit better and a bit more consistent in Lucas competition. I probably do, as I was looking at that, I'll probably do some sort of stat comparison at some point too for the World of Outlaws starts that they've made. Owens hasn't made quite as many World of Outlaws starts. Sheppard's made a few. Obviously, Sheppard's run the full season, but Overton's made a few more there. And I think Overton's been a little bit more successful with the World of Outlaws late models this year, but we can take a look at that at some future point. If you'd like to see all of these numbers and a lot more, you can find the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series stats at DIRTRACKR.com/analytics/Lucas. If you just go to DIRTRACKR.com and select analytics in the menu, you can click through all of the stuff there. There are also individual stat pages for the 313 drivers that have competed with Lucas this season. And then those stat pages have obviously all of their results for this season, plus, all their breakdowns, top 10s, top 5s, average finish, average start. And a lot of other stats are included on those individual stats pages, so you can find all of that stuff there. And obviously, these numbers will continue to change as we add more numbers and more races up to this point. So there are currently, I think, 388 races across the 4 series in the DIRTRACKR.com analytics section. So lots of stuff to pour through there. So check that out if you're interested in stat people. And like I said, if you're a dirt draft person or doing fantasy, great place to start as well. So before we close out today, we'll take a quick peek at the pay-per-view schedule for tonight. Not a whole lot going on. Flow Racing has USAC 24/7, and then, like I mentioned before, Speed Sport has the Super Nationals Night 2 from Boone Speedway. If you want to see that schedule, you can find it at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. Again, that's updated all throughout the week, so always a good place to start if you need a little dirt racing fix. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Tuesday. You can find Dirt Tracker Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see everybody tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.